James, thank you very much for coming on to FilmFest today.
You're welcome.
Now, the first film of yours that we're going to be showing, Life Lessons, is part of a 48-hour challenge. But can you explain a bit about what that is, what that means?
Every year, there is a sci-fi 48-hour challenge that is done across the world, but mainly in the UK. And you're given basically 48 hours to write, shoot, direct, and edit, and then submit a film within that period. You're given a prop you have to use, you're given the line of dialogue you have to use, and you're given a theme you have to use. Yeah, so it can be very challenging. I was all set up to do this kind of sci-fi battle thing in this a destroyed place that we found. And then when we got our criteria, it's like, this has to be about someone who's having a dream. And it's like, oh, okay, scrap everything. And we need to make a hospital bed. So that was very interesting in a destroyed building.
In a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
And what were the criteria for this one then?
Right. Okay. So it was about dream capture. It had to be. It had to be a point where a SD card was removed from the machine with a bit of tape, then put in a book and hidden.
That is specific.
Very specific. And the line of dialogue was something the professor says at the very start about criteria and stuff. I can't remember. It was very techno. Very techno. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then you came up with your idea about it.
That's
don't
right.
want to spoil it for people who have not seen it.
With the nature of the competition, with all the collaborators there, we all got together and said, right, what can we do with this? And then I kind of took over the writing process, but it was all very collaborative as far as how we did it. And then we sent a production designer off and said, right, you need to find a dream capture machine and doctor stuff. And she did a heroic job, and it would have failed miserably if she hadn't done that in time.
And with these challenges, do you have your actors already lined up? Is everyone ready to go?
Yeah, what I tend to do with challenges, I've done a few, is have like one guy, one girl, and then another. Be it a dog, a cat, or another human being, and they're all lined up, and they're all kind of part of the collaborative process as well. And you try and distribute the lines as much as you can, so it isn't just one person's show, because everyone's shown up and shown willing, and so you've got to give them each their time on camera. And they don't know
what they're going to be.
No, not at all.
Terribly exciting.
Yeah, well, we had a plan for what they would be, but then when all the criteria came in, it's like, no, we can't do that. So we just had to make it up on the go.
Wow, this is amazing. So when I sign up to this, how does it all work?
Each candidate is given a mentor, the chance to work in the field of their choice, and a personal deadline. Was there a field you had in mind?
I had a couple of ideas, but dream capture really interests me.
Ah, like our patient here sleeping.
I know you want to lick my face. I want to lick my face. I'll lick your neck, and it's going to be a bit salty, but it's going to be good. If you lick my face, I won't jump off and kill myself. How about that?
The next film we're about to show, Puppy Dog Tales, not so much with the comedy.
No, this one's my attempt at doing something really super creepy. It's not gory in any way, shape, or form, but it's super creepy.
I will attest to that. Super creepy. I think that's a very good little thing to slap on there. Now, how did the idea for the film come about?
My sick and twisted imagination at the end of the day.
Delightful.
Yeah, it's just kind of, I'm always trying to think of what hasn't been done. And there was an actor who put their profile onto a website and saying, I'm looking for collaborators. And that particular actor, and I'm really trying not to give spoilers away here, that particular actor had a distinctness to them, and I thought, I have to use this person. Now, ironically, when I lived in the East End of London, I lived in the horrible house that is in the film. And said location that things really kick off in was underneath my house. So I had production value on my doorstep, literally within my doorstep.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah. So I was living with other filmmakers that I'd been a student with, and they were classmates from the New York Film Academy. And it was like, we've got this location and we don't have to pay for it because we own it. We've got to use this thing. And then I was like, and there's this really interesting person who wants to do something. Let's make a really, really creepy horror using that person.
An interesting person and an interesting location.
Yeah.
Very
And I think it was 10 days from seeing this person's profile online through to having it edited and completed.
Wow.
I just went creative crazy and just wrote. And
that is quick. That is very quick.
Yeah.
So tell me, what are your inspirations? What are you inspired by when it comes to making really creepy films?
That's a tricky one. I mean, I was inspired by Psycho. There's a theme that is similar to Psycho. And who doesn't like scaring the pants off people at the end of the day? So that was my inspiration, to like really find a way to really creep people out in a way that hadn't been done before. And it does have a little bit of a funny end. Some people interpret the very end of it as being quite comedic.
It's a film that stays with you. It's not one of those ones, it's not a kind of Halloween horror that's going to make you jump and scream. It's more, a few days later, a bit like, that was weird.
Yeah, and there's definite moments of, oh my word, what's going to happen coming up. I was screening at a film festival not so long ago, and there was two girls sat in front of where I was, and it just made me so happy that they had exactly the right location. They were like, oh my God, no. And it was like, this is brilliant. This is just what I'm after. So, yeah, ticked every box for me.
So basically, you brought a film to make my audience feel really super uncomfortable.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to go on to next? What are you working on at the moment? And where can people follow you if they want to find out what your next big project is?
Right. Well, I have a website, which is James Atkins Film at Weebly.com. I think it's .com or .co.uk, one or the other. Must be .com. It's a website, isn't it? Yeah.
Google.
Yeah,
You'll
Google.
find it.
You'll find it. James Atkins Film, I'm there. You can find all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things on YouTube, what you're about to see today, other stuff that I've done, previous stuff that I did at the New York Film Academy as well. Some's good, some's not so good, because obviously I was learning the craft then. And at the moment, I'm still writing, directing. I'm in a kind of pre-production stage on a comedy. Absolutely no horror in it at all, which is a real departure for me. Terrible, isn't it? I might have to change it. I was inspired by another film the other day, and I'm starting to write another comedy, but it's an obscure one about somebody who works for the local council as a witch hunter. I think that might be quite funky. So I'm giving that a go, but I'm literally like one page into it and still kind of making up the ideas. But also my day job is as a continuity script supervisor. So for all of November, fingers crossed, I will be off in Tamworth script supervising a feature film.
Ooh.
Yeah, so if anybody needs a script supervisor, I'm your guy. I'm your guy. It used to be that the job was called a continuity girl, and now it's a script supervisor, fortunately, because it's branching out into the male market.
Very exciting. Yeah. Gender equality there.
We're all about that.
Continuity girl. Amazing. Amazing. But after this, what's the dream? Where do you want to go?
I've written 2 feature films. I would absolutely love it if a producer said, I'm your guy, I want to collaborate with you. I've seen what you can do with absolutely no budget. Every single film that you've seen that I've done has had 0 budget or stretching to like 100 quid. And I just beg, borrow and steal favours. And even with that, I'm getting them into festivals all around the world with no production value. Well, getting production value out of no money.
Amazing production value, no money.
Yeah, and I can do better. Okay. And I've got these 2 feature films, and I would like somebody to like pick me up as a producer, as a director. I'm sorry.
Well, you heard it here. Pick James up. That is what you can take away from our Halloween episode tonight. Pick James up.